Lap 1, and it's chaos. Verstappen's out in a fiery crash, and suddenly, McLaren stands on the edge of history. But when teammates become rivals, who do you fight? Your enemy or your brother? At the Red Bull Ring, loyalty, speed, and pride collide. Asterisk. The shrill scream of 20 V6 engines filled the Styrian air, but in the McLaren pit wall, all I heard was the numbing silence that followed chaos. Max's Red Bull had launched like a missile from P2. Rookie Antonelli, all nerves and talent, defended too late into turn 1. The screen blinked red. A cloud of carbon fiber danced in the gravel trap. Collision. Turn 1. I felt my chest tighten. Safety car deployed. The team radio crackled. Oscar, asterisk, is everyone okay? Asterisk. Lando, asterisk. I saw it. Messy stuff up ahead. Asterisk. Stay sharp, both of you. I said into my headset. Oscar, Lando, race neutralized. Mode slow. Monitor temps. But inside, the chessboard shifted violently. Verstappen, out. Antonelli, likely out or limping. The championship leader had just vanished in lap 1. The numbers on my screen scrambled to reconfigure new possibilities. Our delta projections exploded with green. The throne was momentarily empty, and our boys were next in line. By lap 4, the safety car peeled away. The track, glistening from morning showers, but now drying under the alpine sun, was alive again. But in the McLaren garage, everything narrowed to 2 cars, 2 minds, and one impossible equation. Green, green, green. I called into the radio. Oscar, Lando, no contact. We're racing, but keep it clean. If only human ambition came with traction control. From turn 3 onwards, it was a symphony of milliseconds. Lando, ever the fox, late breaker, tire whisperer, held on to his lead. But Oscar had the fire today. He was cleaner through sector 2, pressing down like a shadow with intent. My headset bust. Asterisk P asterisk. I've got more pace. Let me through. The pit wall hesitated. I started. I gave the nod. Understood, Oscar. Hold position for 2 laps. We'll assess gaps. 2 laps. In that time, the timing screens danced. Gap 0.8, then 0.6. Oscar was faster, but not decisively. Lando responded in kind, shaving tenths from his own line. It was a masterclass in mutual brinksmanship. Then came turn 6. Oscar dummied right, then darted left. It was too ambitious. Lando saw it coming. He closed the door, inch perfect. No contact, but barely. Gasps erupted in the garage. My heart stopped for a moment, then dropped into overdrive. Maintain composure, I barked. This is for us, not against each other. But that was the thing. You can manage stints, fuel, tires. You can't manage a driver's pride. Especially not when they taste the top step. That was the moment I realized this wasn't just a race. It was a coronation, but we didn't yet know who'd wear the crown. The window was approaching that fragile slice of opportunity where tires surrender their secrets and pit lanes become places of destiny. Our predictive models were torn. Lando's fronts were fading faster, but his track position was gold. Oscar's mediums held better, but he was losing time tucked in dirty air. And worse, Leclerc was inching up, drawing Ferrari closer to fight. I stared at the screen, then glanced at Tom, our lead performance engineer. If we box Lando first, we risk an undercut on Oscar. If we wait, Leclerc jumps us both. We give Lando priority, Tom said, not hesitate. I nodded, not just because he was leading, but because if Oscar boxed first and emerged ahead, the garage dynamics might implode. Box, box, box. Lando, push this lap. Max pace. You'll rejoin in clear air. No hesitation, no drama. Norris dove in. The pit crew delivered 2.4 seconds. I exhaled, but only halfway, because now the stopwatch ruled Oscar's fate. Stay out, Oscar. Push 3 laps. It's hammer time. Sector after sector, he sliced hundredths from Lando's benchmark. But so did Leclerc, suddenly alive and fresh as nails. Ferrari had sniffed blood, and Charles was surgical, his SF-25 dancing through Sector 3 like it was wired to the tarmac. The tire gun snapped like thunder. 2.6. Go. He emerged side by side with Lando at turn 1. I didn't breathe. Neither did anyone else. The 2 McLarens brushed mirrors, the tiniest twitch, but Lando defended, just barely, holding on to a lead by less than a blink. On the pit wall, I mount a silent prayer to the tire gods, and then I looked again at the timing tower. McLaren 1-2. Leclerc 2.3 seconds behind and closing. The duel had paused, but the war was far from over. The sun began its slow descent behind the Styrian hills, casting long shadows over the Red Bull Ring, but the fiercest heat still simmered inside 2 papaya-colored cockpits. Lando's radio came first. Asterisk. Oscar's weaving too much. Tell him to back off if he's not making a move. Asterisk. There was a flicker of frustration, not fear. Lando knew how this game worked. Pressure breeds mistakes. But so does being told to dance in chains. Seconds later, Oscar's voice pierced the comms. Asterisk. If I have to sit here and cook my tires, we're both toast. He's slower. Either he pushes or lets me have a go. Asterisk. The pit wall was a powder keg. Tension sliced through the whispers of engineers debating numbers. The telemetry showed no clear favorite. Every lap, one found time in one sector and lost it in another. But the real data wasn't on the screens. It was in the tone of those voices. This wasn't just tactical friction, it was pride. 2 drivers, 1 team, and a chance at immortality. I took a breath. Lando, Oscar, listen carefully. This is not about either of you. This is about us. Charles is gaining. Keep the fight clean, or we lose the race. Do you understand? There was silence. And then, like clockwork, Sector 1 lit up purple for Leclerc. Gap, 1.9 seconds. He was coming. Quiet, relentless. Ferrari's chess master. He hadn't said a word on the radio, but his SF-25 was speaking fluently. Tom leaned in. We can't hold this if they keep battling. We need a call. I nodded. Team order. Oscar, hold position. Protect tires. Final 10 laps. You're free to race. Until then, maintain formation. We waited. Oscar's sigh was radio quiet, but I felt it in my bones. Asterisk understood. Hold it. Asterisk. Lando didn't speak. He just drove, like a man trying to justify every split second of track ownership. And it worked. He pulled half a second in the next lap. But it came at a price. The left front looked vulnerable. On screen, Leclerc's gap dropped to 1.6. The grandstands trembled. Papaya flags flapped like nervous hearts. We had avoided a civil war for now. But if Charles caught them, all bets were off. The Styrian wind whispered through the trees surrounding the Red Bull ring, but down in the McLaren garage, it may as well have been a tornado. Leclerc had halved the gap again. 2.3 seconds now. Every corner he carved brought red closer to orange.